My first cold process baby oatmeal soap, and I'm using sodium hydroxide lye, which is very dangerous, so I have to wear eye protection. And this is my lye water. I have distilled water, poured it in, I measured it out, poured it in, and then I added the lye to that, and it's still really hot. I need to wait till it gets below 120, so we're almost there. But once it's below 120, using my stick blender, I'll add it to my oil solution. And this oil solution is 90% olive oil, and it also has castor oil mixed in with it. So I also infuse the oil with Egyptian chamomile, and there's a little bit of Egyptian chamomile visible, but I got my Egyptian chamomile from Brambleberry. So I did that overnight. I let it soak overnight, and then I strained out the majority of the chamomile. And now I will be adding my lye solution, and then I'll try to show you how it looks as I'm blending it. And I have my bentonite clay, which is it's chunky. I added distilled water to it to disperse it. But this is my bentonite clay. It's good for skin. And then I have colloidal oatmeal right here, so I'll be adding that as well. So when I come back, you will see me stick blending it. I forgot to mention that my oil solution also has shea butter. So it has shea butter, castor oil, and olive oil. But it's mostly olive oil. So it's going to take longer to harden up just because of the olive oil content. So now I'm going to get close. So now I'm going to add my lye water to my oils, and I'm going to pour the lye water slowly down the shaft of the stick blender, so there's no splashing, because this lye water is very corrosive and dangerous. So I'm going to pour it all the way down. This is going to help the soap saponify. Well, this is what causes the saponification. So right now the oils and the lye are starting to react, and it's going to harden over a period of 4 weeks to actually make the soap. So I'm going to tap my stick blender a couple of times, and then I'm going to stick blend. And I'm going to stick blend it to a thick paste. You see the oils blending with the lye there. And this is going to thicken up pretty fast, so I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to add my bentonite clay, which is pretty chunky, and I'm going to add my colloidal oatmeal. So make sure I get all the bentonite clay. I have to get that under the stick blender because it's chunky, and I want to make sure it all gets blended. So this is the oatmeal. This is really good for baby skin. Very soothing. Okay, so now that I have that in there, try to blend up the bentonite clay pretty good. There's a blade under here. Got the clay blended pretty well, and I'm only going to blend, so I don't want it to get thickened up too much. So tap the sides, then lay down my stick blender, and I have my mold right here, and I'm going to pour it into these 6 molds. So there's my first one. And this is baby oatmeal soap with It's infused with chamomile, bentonite clay, lots of good stuff for baby's skin. But until it saponifies fully, there's lye in it, and that's why I have to be very careful how I work with the lye so I don't blind myself, because lye can blind you. So there's that one. I'm gonna really top it off. This recipe is actually pretty perfect. Okay, this one I need to top off. This one as well. Shake it all the way. Use all my ingredients. Okay, so there it is. Baby oatmeal soap. It's gonna take, I'm gonna wait like 3 days before I mold it, and then after I unmold it, I'll go ahead and stamp it with this baby soap stamp, and then after that I'll have to let it cure for about four weeks. I'll show you the final product once it's all done.